You are lying on a sofa, staring at the ceiling, replaying a conversation from hours ago in your mind, word by word. Your chest tightens as the mind runs the scene again. What you said, what they thought, what you should have done. The room is silent, but inside, the volume is deafening. Then a strange question surfaces, like a subtitle you were never meant to read. If this is a movie playing in the mind, who is watching it? Most people never pause long enough to notice this gap between the film and the one who sees it. Life becomes a continuous reel, memories of humiliation, fantasies of revenge, rehearsals of future success. The images change, but one habit remains, the automatic belief that what I think and feel is what I am. Yet, psychology and contemplative traditions point to something deeper, an observing awareness that can notice thoughts, emotions, and sensations without being identical to them. Imagine your inner world as a theatre. On stage, characters appear as fears, hopes, and stories about who you are. They shout lines like, "I'm not enough," or "everything will fall apart." The body reacts as if they are true. But if you can hear these lines and feel this reaction, then there is also a quiet witness in the back row, the part of you that sees the entire performance without being trapped in the role. If the observer is always present, why does it feel like you are the actor almost all the time? The answer is disturbingly simple. Repetition turns a passing thought into an identity. A single moment of shame whispers, "You messed up." Played enough times, it mutates into, "You are a mess." The mind stops reporting and starts defining. Psychology describes how thoughts, feelings, and behaviors lock into a loop. A situation happens, you interpret it. That interpretation creates emotion, and the emotion drives your next action, which then confirms the story you started with. Embarrassed at a meeting, you think, "I'm terrible at speaking." Anxiety rises, so you avoid speaking next time. The avoidance brings relief, which teaches the mind, yes, that story must be true. Silence keeps me safe. The actor obeys the script, and the script grows stronger. This entanglement is called cognitive fusion, being so tightly glued to a thought that you see the entire world through it. Instead of, "I'm having the thought that I'm a failure," the line becomes, "I am a failure," and it feels like an objective fact. You do not notice the observer because attention is monopolized by the actor on stage. The more you argue with the actor or try to silence it, the more central it becomes to the entire plot. Identification is not a single decision. It is a slow hypnosis, built from countless unquestioned moments where the actor swallowed the script whole. There is a moment, usually very small, when the spell breaks. You catch yourself mid-spiral, thoughts racing, emotions flooding, and instead of following the story, something pauses. For a second, you are not inside the argument or the fantasy. You are watching the mind argue, watching the body react. That tiny shift is the beginning of freedom. Contemplative traditions call it witness consciousness. Awareness recognizing itself as separate from the contents it observes. Picture sitting at a train station. Each thought is a train pulling in. You're behind in life. They don't respect you. You're going to fail. Cognitive diffusion practices invite you to stay seated on the platform and watch the trains arrive and depart, instead of jumping on everyone and being carried away. The trains are real experiences in the mind, but they are not the platform itself. A simple experiment. Next time a strong emotion hits, silently name what is happening as if you were a narrator. Instead of, I am anxious, say, anxiety is present. Instead of, I am angry, say, anger is moving through the body. This is not a trick to suppress feeling. It is a way of remembering that feelings are events in awareness, not the essence of who you are. The more often you occupy this witnessing position, the more obvious it becomes. The actor comes and goes, but the watcher remains. Living as the observer does not mean abandoning the stage. You still speak in meetings, argue with your partner, feel jealousy, joy, fear, and desire. The difference is subtle but radical. Instead of being inside every reaction, you carry a quiet awareness that says, this too is passing through me. On the surface, nothing has changed, but underneath, your sense of identity has shifted from the ever-changing thoughts and emotions to the silent space that holds them all. Practically, it looks like this. In the middle of a conflict, you notice your chest tightening and your voice rising. For a split second, you step onto the inner bridge and watch both yourself and the other person from above. You still choose what to say, but now there is a gap, just wide enough to respond according to your values, instead of your autopilot script. The observer does not kill the actor, it gives the actor direction. This shift accumulates through small, regular acts of self-observation. Brief pauses during the day to ask, what am I aware of right now? Moments of feeling a sensation fully without naming it, or journaling from the perspective of the witness rather than the victim or hero. Over time, the silent seat becomes more familiar than the drama. Thoughts still speak, emotions still surge, but they no longer own the stage. To escape the mental movie is not to walk out of the theatre, but to remember again and again that you are not the trembling character under the spotlight. You are the vast, unmoving screen on which every scene appears and disappears.